March Madness.
Living up to its name, the Madness. 3, top of the key, got it!
Catch every upset, every buzzer beater, and every heart-stopping moment of the NCAA tournament.
Right corner, he's going to take the 3, and he hit it again!
Your home for the Big Dance is right here on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
That right there is the explanation point.
That's the buzzer. And on Hard Rock Bet, buzzer beaters mean bonus bets. Every time a team you bet to win or cover hits a game-winning buzzer beater, you score a $25 bonus bet. An extra $25 on top of your winnings. Just opt in and bet $5 on any team. As many teams as you want all tourney. Win bonus bets at the buzzer. Only on Hard Rock Bet.
Payable in bonus bets, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
With over 4 decades in business, Instant Replay Sports Cards is happy to take your collection to the next level. All new hobby boxes, signed memorabilia, and supplies. New and vintage cards and Pokemon. Buy, sell, and trade. They're an authorized source for Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and Leaf cards. Instant Replay Sports Cards inside the Stanford Station on 23rd Street next to Academy Sports. Come see the bigger store and the larger inventory, or visit online, instantReplaySportsCards.com.
Let your spring adventures begin in a brand new Kia from Bill Bird Kia. Stop by today and discover Kia and take a test drive. See all the new features that elevate any adventure. We've got new 2025 Kias on the lot, and the savings are big. Telluride, Sorrento, Sportage, Celtos, Soul, K4s, and K5s. Hurry, because they won't last. Now offering 2.9% APR for up to 48 months on the purchase of a new 2025 Kia K4. You'll get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. Bill Bird Kia is the home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. See us at 2435 East 15th Street or anytime at BillBirdKiaPanamaCity.com. The road is yours.
Offer from Kia Finance America for the purchase of a new 2025 K4 with $22.09 per month per $1,000 financed at 48 months. Quantities limited. Cannot be combined with other finance offers. Not available on balloon financing. Not available on balloon financing. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty. See dealer for complete details. Offer for well-qualified buyers. Must take delivery from dealer stock through 3/31/26.
Full residential and commercial projects from start to finish. Wheelhouse is ready to help. From the moment you have the thought to build to the moment you step through the front door of your finished project, Wheelhouse Consulting and Engineering will walk you through all of your aspirations. Engineering, site plans, live architectural design, construction, 3D rendering, permits, and more. Wheelhouse Consulting and Engineering, 850-896-6597, 850-896-6597, and online at wheelhousedba.com.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe, ESPN Northwest Florida.
The locals love it.
Rise and shine, campers. It's a brand new day.
What a lovely morning. Good morning, starshine.
You seem happy this morning.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for coming in early.
The Coach James Hale Show is live and local. Live from the J. Michaels Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hot tub. I'm full of water. I stay hot tub. Hot. Stay very, very, very hot. Stay hot there, hot tub. I'm gonna get you hot tub. I'm gonna make it wet. Stay hot tub. Rubber dub and hot tub. Rubber dub with me. Should I get the hot tub?
Yeah.
Will it make me sweat?
Yeah.
Should I get the hot tub?
Yeah.
Will it make me wet?
Yeah.
Well. Every time I hear that, I think about Nixon. No, I'm not.
Well, Glenn, you know how you look in people's faces and just realize it's going to be one of them days?
Yeah. It's like.
It's going to be one of them days, folks.
Yep. He's on medication.
This might be an all-timer.
Will it make you sweat? Will it make you wet? Yeah. Hot tub. All right, welcome to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida tonight. Right here, you can listen to Andy Burch and the Auburn Tigers. Auburn's going to win their 20th basketball game, about 8 o'clock tip-off, Nevada. Will Bruce Pearl come back and coach at North Carolina? Well, and Nate Oates leave and go to North Carolina. Who knows? Who cares? I do. But welcome. I want to get in before we get rolling. I want to get back with you. I want to hear that story. I want everybody to hear this story. You trying to get back in town. Now, this is pretty cool.
No, it wasn't.
Tell everybody the story.
No, I kind of mentioned it because I missed the afternoon, where y'all call me a traitor, whatever. Last
in the
week.
afternoon?
Yeah, exactly. No, I last Sunday, obviously, the whole country just got jacked around by travel because you had everybody thinks it's TSA related. It really isn't. It was more weather related, and it was just a cascading series of events. Flights got canceled, and the fact that it was spring break made it so bad because normally they get you out on the next flight the next day, but with spring break, it was bad. So anyway, I was supposed to come back from Dallas, and they canceled us at like 9:30 at night on Sunday, and they said we might be able to get you back Tuesday, but it's probably Wednesday. So I was like, well, I can't do that. Rentals are gone because everybody's renting cars.
And as we speak, you're in Dallas, Texas, correct?
Well, no, right now I'm across the table from you. Yes,
Dallas,
I was in Dallas in the airport, and so I was trying to get on anything I could get. I got into Mobile late Sunday night, which was fine. I was just going to get a rental car from there. Well, my bag didn't arrive, which there was stuff I needed in it, so I had to wait on it, and it got canceled twice on Monday. There's no rentals in Mobile because everybody's flying in there is renting cars to go down to Gulf Shores for spring break. So I ended up having to borrow a car in Mobile, drive over once my bag finally arrived Monday night, and then after the show, a couple days ago, the afternoon show, I drove back over there, dropped that car off, rented some little go-kart they gave me for way too much money, and drove it over here, and finally ended a nightmare of travel. But like I was telling y'all, I had it better than a lot because there were a lot of people trying to come to spring break here that were on that flight that they're telling them they can't get in Tuesday or Wednesday. Well, I mean, that's most of their week. Everything's been paid, and they were really I felt bad for them, other than they probably would have caused trouble down here. But no, I mean, I felt bad for them because they're probably going to miss half of their spring break week.
How bad was it when you drove from Mobile here? How bad was it?
It was fine. I mean, I've made that drive so many times. I mean, heck, I've made it 4 times in the past week. But no, it really wasn't that bad because, like, if I'd have gotten off Pensacola and taken 98 through Fort Walton, Destin, all that, yeah, it would have been bad. I-10, no, it's fine. There's no issues.
Back when we were in school, nobody flew anywhere to go to spring break. We didn't do spring break, but some of our students did. But they drove.
Road trip. Yeah, well, but it was also credit cards weren't as easily available. I can't say they weren't available because they were, but they weren't as easily available. So saving a buck wherever you could, like you'd pile 15 people into the room.
Yeah.
You'd pile 15 people into the car. You would, if you partake in such things, you would buy Milwaukee's Best Light, or the Beast, as people my age will know.
I remember people going to New Orleans, Pensacola, Mobile, Panama City.
We came to Panama City.
I mean,
I'm talking about
people come
Southern
spring break
Mississippi.
now. They go to 38. They eat at Paradise and they get Starbucks and all like that. We were eating ramen noodles and
That's
drinking
right.
Beast. I mean, it was spring break's a little different.
Or ketchup freeze.
Yes, yeah.
James, you're younger. Did y'all do the spring break thing? Did you go somewhere?
We
or?
did spring break. I never went anywhere. I just stayed home and practiced hockey.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we had kids that would just hop in a truck and drive somewhere down to Florida.
Tell everybody where you would live back then.
I was living in Bowling Green, Kentucky back
Yeah,
then.
yeah.
It was not exactly a warm place to live. So
No.
in March, it was still snowing. So
The Hilltoppers.
You know, people wanted to go down there. Yes, Hilltoppers.
That's right. Where did they go? Where was the main place they wanted to go?
A lot of them went over to Daytona. They
Oh,
always went
God
kind of
bless
more to
them.
the Atlantic
God
side. And I was
bless
like, no,
them.
dude, it's not. You got to go offside now.
Did
It's way
you-
more beautiful.
I've been there.
I always came to Destin. Funny thing is, as close as I was to here, I've never made it here until a couple years before I moved here to live. I mean, I always was Destin, Sandestin area. So.
Yeah, we came, I can't remember what year, 70-something, 73.
Well, it's kind of unique at Pensacola. You got to drive almost the Gulf Breeze to get to Pensacola Beach.
Yeah.
So,
I tell you what, Gulf Shores up that way, I like that. That's not as crowded.
well, the houses are off the beach. You have to go over that sand dune. And,
Yeah. Well, Mississippi did it right. They built a road right in front of the beach. That was
Well, that's just
brilliant.
That's the play.
Well, to be fair, though,
yeah.
but and we see this when major hurricanes come through, though. Over here, we've got a shelf, So it's pretty deep and then comes up steep and like that. And whereas over in Mississippi, I mean, you can walk 100 yards out, and the water
comes in,
it goes nowhere to go but up. So I'll be honest with you,
stuff.
even across the street, I think the houses are too close over there.
Yeah, well, they've learned that most of them are built up now.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, they have to be.
But, Mississippi's the only place where you can shoot quail and craps at the same place.
That's God's country, man. We're talking.
That sounds like a good Friday.
Hey, Turf Pro Pest Control. Patrick's got a bit special one I'll tell you about. He came and sprayed our place yesterday. It's a tax break special. It's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Sign up now. Between now and 5 p.m., April 15th, your first treatment absolutely free. Now, it's going to end on April 15th. So if you got bugs in the yard, you got bugs in the house, he'll take care of that. If you want your yard to look absolutely beautiful, he's going to take care of that. Again, it's a tax break special. Sign up now between 5 p.m. April 15th. First treatment free, ends on April 15th. So make sure you do that. Turf Pro tax special. I encourage you to do so. I think you'd be really pleased with the results of him. I want to talk about Georgia Bulldogs at Kirby Smart. They have no chance. It's David Pollock. I like him. His wife had been fighting cancer. He's been going through a lot. We all know he's not on game day anymore, but he's still involved in everything. He said Georgia has no chance to win a national championship if Hunter Stockton does not improve. I agree with him at 100%. But this is with Georgia with 15. You could actually say 16 or 17 stars back. They one of the most stars come back anywhere in the country. 15. We'll use the number 15. He goes, he's a kid that does not want to mess up. He wants perfection. And that's one reason he really doesn't take many shots downfield. This is what David thinks. And I started thinking about that. I think he's kind of correct on this. Georgia, do they have a chance to be number one the first week of the season? No. The number one team right now, they got predicted to be number one team in the country. Week one AP poll by 40% is the Ohio State Buckeyes. Number two is Texas Longhorns. They got a 29% chance. They play week two. Whoever, if they both go in that game after the week one cupcakes, the week three, we know for a fact one of these two teams will be number one. Number three, and the percentages open up the season at number one. And remember, Georgia has 15 starters back, more than any other schools. Indiana has 21%. Oregon is fourth with 13%. Notre Dame with a cupcake schedule, 7%. They got one game against Miami, and I believe that's game at Notre Dame. And then at number 6, then the Georgia Bulldogs, no respect, slap in the face. They get 3% opportunity to open the season at number 1. Again, Stockton is the key. They're going to be a big physical football team. They run kind of like the NFL. They don't throw the ball to the field. They still run the ball. They still use tight ends. Sometimes they have fullbacks. But he only had one game. I didn't realize this. He only had one game where he only had 300-plus passing yards. That was way back against Tennessee. So they think he's got the key for Georgia is hitting a big play down the field, and that is what they think, David Pollock. And I agree with everything he said. It was a lot more to the article, but I agree everything he said. You got the top coach in the country. You got more stars coming back, but the quarterback position doesn't have a really good. And he's not that big either. He looks like Glenn. He's not that big.
That's really not very big. No. How does he see over the line?
But the character that Glenn and him have is unbelievable. Speaking of character, let's let this guy interrupt my great segment on Georgia Bulldogs for the Tennessee Volunteer himself.
Oh, no.
Mike. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, coaches. And I do mean that lightly since Brian's there. But
you've been talking to some of my old athletes, apparently.
Yeah, I can talk about Georgia Bulldogs. You know, you were complaining about them not having any, 5-star recruits or whatever. And I talked to my insider at Georgia and threw that up to him. He said, "Hey, Coach Mike, they don't need 5-star recruits because they returned everybody, and Kirby's ready to do it again."
That's the word. That's the word.
Yeah, that's the word. Well, Amy, young Mr. Curtis from Nashville Christian, which, by the way, I knew the guy who the football field's named after, Donnie Keaton, the late great one. He played at Bellevue, although he could have played at Cone. Anyway, too much inside information from Nashville. But I do have some legitimate questions for you gentlemen, just a couple of them.
All right.
I'd like to address Brian about why this comes from out of the Mississippi State series where surprisingly Vanderbilt dropped all three. Why is it that Coach Corbin, who's won 2 national championships, 2 more than I ever did, that he bunts, he sacrificed bunts with aluminum bats when there's runners on first and second, making for easy force plays. And of course, most of his his scholar athletes pop up and foul out, and it kind of kills the rally. What do you think about that tactic, sir?
Generally speaking, I understand the notion of small ball and trying to get them to second and third, especially depending on who you got coming up next. But I can tell you this, even at Vanderbilt, I can guarantee you they don't practice that stuff nearly enough for where it's a sure thing to do it. And, like you said, those guys are used to swinging for the fences. And so I don't know if it works in today's game. 30 years ago, it would have made perfect sense. Yeah. I don't know if it works anymore.
Well, I mean, they've been playing these 13 to 12 ball games. Yeah. I don't understand it either. Let me give you a recommendation if you get stuck in Mobile, which is I also recommend the song Lucifer and the Fallen Angels from, it's about the devil says, why are you going? They asked the devil's hitchhiking through Arkansas, which the devil's always in Arkansas, and he goes down to Mobile. And he said, well, why are you going to Mobile, devil? He's like, well, it's better to reign in hell than to serve in heaven. But,
sums up my years there.
If I was stuck in Mobile, I'd go to Wenzel's and try to eat all their oysters and get drunk, and then.
I do love me some Wenzel's Oyster House.
I do too. But hey, Coach Manley.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna reminisce about a trip I took to Panama City. First time, by the way, I did fly on Good Friday in 1976.
Wow.
On Southern Scareways. Mm-hmm. Back when it was regulated, we landed in Valdosta. I'm going like, I ain't never been through Valdosta going to Panama City. What's going on here? But we got in safely. I can remember coming in over the water. This is my first time flying as a young scholar athlete there in Nashville at the Dead Poets Society Academy, which Brian knows what I'm talking about.
I do.
Anyway, so we come in over the bay, and I'm like, holy, whatever, fill in the blank.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a great evening. I got out to the beach, joining my family who didn't have the same spring break. And the only first cousin of mine that started in the SEC, he went to Destin that night in the company of a young lady and found some Jamaican. I don't know what Jamaican is. Is that like jerk chicken?
Yes.
Anyway, yeah, right. Okay, we don't want to pollute the youth. But anyway, I think it's. I'm really interested in what's going to happen this year in football. But you know what? We got about 200 days till, or 199 days until October 17th, which, of course, Jim Bob, I know it's another show, but they're all excited about Indiana and Ohio State. I don't really care about that game that day. Do you know what game I care about?
What game?
On October 17th.
That's got to be Tennessee,
Alabama. Roll Tide.
Whatever. Go Vols. Y'all have a great day.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you, Mike. All right. Today only, the legendary J. Michael's Restaurant. Go check it out. You'll love it. And if you're in Lynn Haven, special over there today, 10 wings inside. Pat Perrin, City Commissioner over there. Great place. I tell you what, last night you could not move in J. Michael's. The Spring Breakers, a big lunch yesterday also. I think we had a huge crowd in this week. Everybody was heading to J. Michael's. You should, too. If you're ever in town, the only place you need to go, Beef Over Braised, Lynn Haven. When you're over in Lynn Haven, go see Russ, Amber, and Patrick. Get yourself some nice jewelry. David Adams, you'll be glad you did. If you got jewelry you want to sell, you got jewelry that's broke, you want to get it fixed, they'll do it right there in-house. David Adams Jewelry, right there in beautiful Lynn Haven. Dr. Ward today at 7:30. We'll get back, Coach Hudson, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This just in. Get the latest sports news, scores, and updates from 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Follow us on Facebook for exclusive content, behind-the-scenes action, live streams, and the chance to interact with your favorite hosts.
Stay connected. Stay connected. Stay connected.
Join the conversation on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Search for ESPN Northwest Florida and crush the follow button.
I follow you on social media.
We're always here to keep you in the game.
This is Anna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Wednesday. For this afternoon and evening, some sun and a high of 73 with a light breeze at 7 miles per hour out of the south-southwest. Tonight, mostly clear skies with lows around 65. Tomorrow, sunny with a light breeze and a temperature near 73. Moving into Friday, about the same with a high of 75 and mostly sunny and slightly foggy. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Let your spring adventures begin in a brand new Kia from Bill Bird Kia. Stop by today and discover Kia and take a test drive. See all the new features that elevate any adventure. We've got new 2025 Kias on the lot, and the savings are big. Telluride, Sorrento, Sportage, Seltos, Soul, K4s, and K5s. Hurry because they won't last. Now offering 2.9% APR for up to 48 months on the purchase of a new 2025 Kia K4. You'll get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. Bill Bird Kia is the home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. See us at 2435 East 15th Street or anytime at BillBirdKiaPanamaCity.com. The road is yours.
Offer from Kia Finance America for the purchase of a new 2025 K4 with $22.09 per month per $1,000 financed at 48 months. Quantities limited. Cannot be combined with other finance offers. Not available on balloon financing. Not available on balloon financing. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty. See dealer for complete details. Offer for well-qualified buyers. Must take delivery from dealer stock through 3/31/26.
Better buckle up, Buttercup. There are no participation trophies here, just pure sports. The Coach James Hale Show live from the J. Michaels Studios.
Gen Z snowflakes.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We know Wednesday's special day. Wednesday is Bay Day. It's payday, Bay Day.
There you go.
And we got the man, the myth, the legend. We say it all the time. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Wherever he goes, you know you got your good ball club coming. Coach Hudson, Bay High School. So far, I believe they're like 8-4.
I think so.
Yeah, he's got the thing rolling again. Coach, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing great. Ready to rock and roll. Got off a spring break, got all rested up and ready for action. Let's go.
All right, tell us what's happened since we talked to you last.
He had to come back to work to rest because he was busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. We were busy. You're right. We did play quite a bit of baseball over the break. So I think we played 5 games since we talked to you last, and we had another one rained out. So. We've been playing some baseball. We started last Thursday with North Bay Haven. We got a win there with North Bay Haven, and Elliot Richter and Isaiah Knox-Brennan combined with 3-hitter there and had no walks. That's a big thing in baseball anymore, is how many free bases you're giving up, and didn't give anything free there. And Colby Hawkins had a couple of hits, and Liam Adams also had 2 hits that game against North Bay Haven. So that was a good start to our little stretch of games here, and then Friday, we played Mariana here at home. All these games were home. We had a little home stand. So Friday, we played Mariana, and we gave up 6 runs in the 4th inning to go down 7-0 there against Mariana. That was a good team. They have a really good team. They got us for a 6-run inning when we got up 7-0 in the 4th, and we came back and right back with 6 runs in the bottom of the 4th. So we hit our way back into it there, had 5 hits that inning. Made it 7-6, and we got to the bottom of the 6th inning with still down 7-6, and we tied it up with a walk, and then Colby Hawkins came up with bases loaded there to score 3 with a big double. And so we had a good come from behind 10-7 win against Mariana. And so then spring break rolled around, and we got rained out on that Monday game. And then Tuesday, we played Covenant out of Jacksonville. Got up early on that one and kind of cruised to an 11-1 win there. And Cam Havel had 4 hits, 4 RBIs for us that game. And Noah Clement, Colby Hawkins, and Calvin Howard all had 2 hits apiece there. And Grayson Gibson did a good job on the mound. I think Cooper Pendergrast and Isaiah Knox-Brennan pitched a couple shutout innings behind him that day. So then Friday, we moved on to Choctaw. Another really their power. They got a really good team, and it was one of those games for us where we just didn't play very good defensively, made some errors, and gave ourselves absolutely no chance against a team like them. They're very good. They swing the bat, and we got down early and often. One of them games where you just kind of go, all right, let's just move on to the next game. So Friday we played Fort Walton Beach. I mean, not Friday, but this past Monday we played Fort Walton Beach. and another great game, back and forth game. We got up 3-0 early, and they came back in the fourth inning, and I think they had 4 in the second and third. So they were up 4-3 after 3 innings there on us. So we got punched right back in the mouth is what we did. And so, but we actually took the lead on them again in the fifth, 6-4, took a 6-4 lead into the seventh. And seventh inning, they come out and they scored 2 runs to tie us up. So we go the eighth inning, and they get 2 more in the top of the eighth to go up 8-6. And again, we found a way to come back. We had 3, scored 3 in the bottom of the eighth to get a big come from behind win there. Colby Hawkins had a two-strike, bases loaded double when we were down 8-7 with 2 outs. It was actually a 0-2 count, 2 outs, bases loaded. And he rips a double to score for all the dramatics there. And so it's a good break. We had 4-1 record over the break, and so now we're looking forward to. I think we're 9-5. So we got Liberty County coming up and Rutherford up after them this Thursday and Friday.
Now, so you're at home at Liberty County, and then you go to Rutherford. Is that?
Yeah, that's right. Yep, Liberty County is our last of our homestand. I think we had 8 or 9 game homestand there, and so now we're back on the road on Friday. We're at Rutherford Friday night at 6:00.
Give us a scout report. What do you think about these 2 teams?
Well, Liberty County, we didn't know much about them going in, and that was a game that was unlike many games we've played in a long time. It was that was the football score, 21-17 game we had with them.
Wow.
Over there. Yeah, the game lasted about 4 hours. It was.
I'm glad you kicked the extra point.
Else. Yeah, it was. Yeah, well, we did. We got our leg work in there. It was lots of running around circles around the bases there for both teams. So hopefully we don't get into one of those again with them. But Rutherford's really playing well. They pitch it well, and they're finding some ways to score some runs, and they're playing everybody tough, and so it's always a tough game with Rutherford. Every time we play them, it's always going to be a close game and a good game. So really looking forward to these 2 games this week.
You know who you're going? Can you tell us, or if you don't, I understand, but you know who you're going to pitch in those games?
Actually, no, not exactly. I don't know. I really don't know who we're throwing Thursday. We've got several guys ready to go. I would imagine Colby needs to throw, Hawkins and Isaiah Knox-Brennan. Probably Thursday and Friday. I'm not sure. It depends because we threw. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure. We'll go with Friday. It'll probably be Elliott or Grayson. I would think would go Friday.
It seems like Rutherford's improved quite a bit. Am I right on that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they have. The coach does a great job with them over there. They have really come along, and when they get some guys swinging the bat for them, they got the right guys that can hit. They can do some damage with you there, and they really pitch it well. They've got Harry Kidd and Langley are really good, and they got a couple other guys that have started really this year have come along and give them a pretty good little staff there. So yeah, they're going to be tough to beat. They're always up for us, which they should be. We should be up for them. It's a big district game. So
we don't know how.
Looking forward to a tough one.
We don't know how the rankings work really. We don't. You do. Going forward, I know exactly how. I know exactly how that works. Going forward, how do you feel? Is it setting up? You think you guys can make a run, get into playoffs, break down the district, and how that thing? Do you feel good about where you're at right now?
Yeah, they come out every Tuesday. So yesterday we got our updated rankings bulletin. So we are 8th in the region at this point. Number 8, and of course 8 teams get in. So right now we're sitting at 8, but if you look at the, I guess they call it the strength of the team, whatever they call that, we are 6, 7, and 8 are really close together. I think it's like 7.7, 7.3, and 7.1, which is really close together without you knowing the scale of how it works. We're 7, so to put in perspective, South Walton's 30. It's 3 or 4 points. You're pretty much even. So we're within 1 point of each other for the 6, 7, 8, and the 5 seed's not far up from there either. They're like 9. So we have it all in front of us, really, as far as making the playoffs, getting a good seed. We try to get as high a seed as you can, so you can, if we end up being the 5, we play the 4. If you're the 6, you play the 3. And there's a little bit of benefit to each one of those as you go through. So feel comfortable that we're going to make it into the playoffs. Of course, if you win the district, you're automatically in, and that's everybody's goal is to win a district title. So, if we take care of our business, we've got a really good schedule coming up. We still have Bozeman, and we still have South Walton. We still have another really good team out of Kentucky that's ranked highly in the state there that we're going to be playing right there at the end of the season. So strength of schedule is going to keep us up with the ranking there. And, if we just keep playing good baseball, we're going to find ourselves in the playoffs and hopefully with a good seed.
Let me ask you this. I'm just because I still don't get it. If you went out, let's say you went out, and you just talked about how close it is 6th, 7th, and 8th.
Mm-hmm.
You did what you could do, but those other teams, because of the strength of schedule, could actually get in over you. Am I right about that? Because of strength?
Yeah, it's true. It's true. That won't happen because they will not have a tougher strength of schedule than I don't think anybody will have a tougher strength of schedule than we do on the way in.
Yeah.
Because I think like last year the issue was we were 7 going into the district tournament. And then you play your district tournament, which you have no control over. We don't schedule teams for the district tournament. The FHSAA says, here's who's in your district. Well, there was a team in our district that was ranked super low last year. We were the 1 seed, and they were the 4.
Right.
We play them, and that ruins our strength of schedule because they were ranked super low in the state. So through a game we had no control over, it apparently dropped us down far enough to where teams that didn't win their district and one team didn't even get in the finals of their district, both of them jump us, and we go to 8 because of the strength of schedule with the one team we played in the district that was really low ranked.
Wow.
So that's why we're going to try and power it up before that with some really, really good competition the week before district. So maybe it'll nullify some of the negative ranking that comes with having to play a team that's ranked low.
Coach, thank you so much for coming on. I know you're busy. Good luck. Keep it up. We'll talk to you next Wednesday on Bay Day.
All right, guys. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. All right, day is Wednesday. We're at the hump day. We already told you about Jay Michaels. We already told you about Beef O'Brady's in Lynn Haven. If you love that Mexican food, and who doesn't, we got a great one. We got one in Panama City Beach now. We had one over in town. The legendary Pepper's Mexican Grill on 77. Go over there and tell them Coach sent you. But if you're on beautiful Panama City Beach, you're down here on spring break, and you want some great food and great drinks, Pepper's Mexican Grill on Panama City Beach Parkway. And don't forget military personnel every Monday, 10% off. But you buy one huge margarita. Their regular one is huge. Their huge is unbelievable. It's like Glen. Unbelievable. House margaritas, buy one, get one free. Same thing with draft beer. Go check it out. You'll love it. And tell them Coach sent you. Go have a great time.
They'll charge you double.
J. Michael's Restaurant. Love it. Y'all going to be there today?
Yep.
All right. The other place I need to talk about is Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Mm-hmm. You want to look better, feel better? Yeah, we all do. You worry about getting sick? Yeah, we all do. Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Listen to Jason Kowaleski every Tuesday and Friday right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Where are they located? Pier Park and 23rd Street. Go by and see Jason. The guy is incredible, no doubt about that. Newbies, 4 wonderful locations. John and Charlotte love them. Everybody in the South, heck, everybody in the country knows about Newbies, the mothership. Newbies 2 on the Curve. Go watch all sporting events. Head on down to the mothership. Charlotte's going to have the best entertainment every night for all you spring breakers. Do like Glenn does over in town, the big, beautiful Blue facility. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest. Dr. Ward, where are you?
Have you ever wanted to reach out and smack someone?
You can't fix stupid, but you can divorce it.
The new Sports Blitz. Rants, hot takes, and huge reactions are incoming.
And on behalf of 70% of the Alabama fan base,
feel the burn.
We want a damn divorce.
The Red 70s studio line.
You cannot give LSU extra opportunities.
850-215-6290. ESPN Northwest Florida.
He has not turned the ball over.
Get in the game.
Are you living with chronic pain, anxiety, or sleepless nights? You don't have to just get by. You deserve to thrive. At Thrive Alternative Medicine on Panama City Beach Parkway, Dr. Laughlin and counselor Suzanne Clark provide a compassionate path to relief, from medical marijuana card certifications to professional mental health counseling, managing conditions like PTSD, chronic pain, and the complexities of cancer. Book online at thrivealternativemedicine.com. Thrivealternativemedicine.com. Find the relief relief you deserve.
You've been low-key thinking about dropping a podcast. Well, now is the time to start, brah. Sports, politics, finance, science, health, real estate, music, interviews, surfing, conspiracy theories, or alien abductions. Ready to main character your own content? We can make it happen with Turnkey Podcast Productions from 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida. Our local, modern, state-of-the-art multimedia recording studio is now available for booking, starting at just $100 an episode. Take your fandom to the next level. For more information, text the keyword studio to 850-215-6290. Text studio to 850-215-6290. Text studio 215-6290 or jam over to espnpc.com. Bruh.
Stay out of his lane and stay off his yard.
Believe me, this man is a menace. He's always drinking, starting fights.
The Coach James Hale Show live from the J. Michaels Studios.
Don't turn it off!
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Drive safe, be careful, be patient.
Would like to thank Glenn for giving us diabetes this morning.
Yeah, and open heart surgery in the future.
I want to spread the love.
Man, that's some good stuff. Right? I have not had it. I have not had any. I can't. I've got a doctor's appointment, but that looks good. I am taking one with me. Okay, what you
told
say.
me he wanted to take the box.
Take the whole box with me. Unbelievable. Let's bring him on. We got. Let's wait a minute. We're getting him. We're getting him.
We're trying.
The man, the myth, the legend. If you have any, I can't brag enough on this guy. I tell you all the time. He's operated me twice now. He's gotten it the first time. They go in, they get it, they sew you up. I had a bad experience down in Southwest Florida twice. You go down there, it's like I think they charge you by the shot. They numb you up. They send you out, wait till it wears off, bring you back in, numb you up again. Not Dr. Ward's incredible. He is the best at what he does. I got a friend of mine. They're from Ohio. He just had surgery. Now, he had his surgery on the beach. He goes to the Dr. Ward's group. And I tell you what, he had it pretty bad. He's 80 years old, looks like he's 60, still lifts weights and everything. But he said, he bragged on bragging about these people here. And we're talking, Dr. Ward, we got him. Dr. Ward, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, man. How are you?
We are outstanding. We had a guy at the 360 gym that has a house here and has a house up in Ohio, and he went on and on. He knew you were one of my sponsors. He goes to the office on the beach. You need to call them and tell them they're doing a great job. He went on and on about how good, how professional, the best they've ever had, right here in Panama City Beach.
Absolutely, man. We got eight convenient locations, and we can take care of anyone. We do it better than anyone else. Just like you said, Panama City, Port St. Joe, Panama City Beach, Water Sound, Santa Rosa Beach, Defuniak Springs, Marianna, and Bonifay. We're everywhere, so come see us.
5 minutes can save your life. That's the truth. Go see them. You'll be glad you did. All right, Doc, I want to talk a couple things. Number one, before we get into the Gators breaking my heart, I had Florida winning it all. Let's go and talk about your spring break. What was it like down in Miami? Give us a rundown. What was it like?
I tell you what, man, the World Baseball Classic is just such an amazing event. And, it's really, the Dominican Republic, Venezuela, Japan, and U.S., I mean, it's just every roster is filled with all-stars. You get your upset stories. Italy didn't have any all-stars, or many all-stars, but, they made it all the way to the semis and really had a great run. But, especially with DR and Venezuela being in there in Miami, it was just a great experience. Just people who are passionate about baseball. And just really, really good baseball. But I will say, U.S. had the best roster. I mean, you got, Terry Skubal, Paul Skeens, starting pitchers. You got, Mason Miller and that Jax kid, and all, like just great bullpen. And Gunnar Henderson and Pete Crow Armstrong were hitting really well. Bobby Witt was hitting decent, and what it really came down to, I think, is the manager for Team USA, Mark DeRosa, was just horrible. I mean, first he didn't know that we had to beat Italy to get from pool play to clinch a spot. I mean, just how stupid is that? That you literally think you're in and don't know the rules to get in, and then you're praying that Italy beats Mexico so that you get in. And then in the championship game, the player with the highest batting average, who had just hit a couple home runs a couple home runs, or one home run in the game against the 2-1 game against DR, he benches him. Yep. I mean, Gunnar Henderson didn't get an at bat until the 6th inning, and the reason being, they're starting a lefty and he's a righty, so we're gonna put these two guys in who have better historical averages against lefties. And what did those two guys do? They went over. Yep. They didn't get a hit. And then like you've got Mason Miller. It's 2-2. Bryce Harper actually comes through and hits a 2-run bomb at the 8 to tie it, and then you put Whitlock in when you have Mason Miller. I mean, what the heck? And then let's talk about Aaron Judge, okay? Aaron Judge is a great baseball player, but he's never won a World Series, and he hasn't won a World Baseball Classic because he's the best baseball player when the games don't matter. Yeah. Look at he bats like 330, but if you look at the 2024 World Series, he batted like 220. In World Baseball Classic, what did he bat? 220. Yeah. I mean, so it's so funny. Like Bryce Harper on the other side, he has won a World Series and he's walked games off, and he's just clutch. Yeah. Aaron Judge is not clutch.
Doc, as a Yankees fan, the truth hurts, but you're dead on about that. But let me say this, the one half-decent thing about being stuck in the Dallas airport for as long as I was during the U.S.-Dominican Republic game. And, I mean, the crowds around the televisions in the airport were unbelievable. And the thing that was amazing to me was you could feel the tension just watching it on television. I'm dying to know the atmosphere being there. Was it that level of like heightened intensity in the stadium as well?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And what a game pitched by Paul Skeens.
Oh God, yeah.
I mean, if we had won, he'd have to be the MVP of the tournament because he just, I mean, he dominated every time he went out. Our seats were actually behind home plate for that game. It was amazing to watch him pitch. But like even my son and I were both like when Caminero went up there, we're like, yeah, he needs to just walk him. He's the one that can that can get it out any at bat, and of course he did. But yeah, that was their only run. But yeah, and the DR fans were great. I mean, just we had a bunch of DR fans around us, and they were really good. I gotta say, I don't like the Venezuela fans quite as much because they like to stand up the whole freaking game.
Well, Doc, they're still adapting to freedom, Doc. They just got it.
Yeah. So when you're playing against Venezuela, you better just get used to the idea. Yeah, you have a seat, but if you want to watch the game, you're not going to be sitting down.
Yeah.
All right, I got to get you guys picks on these games on Sweet 16, but I want to talk about Florida. Now, you had tell me if right. Did you go to the Florida basketball game, or did you have Final Four tickets?
I got Final Four tickets for sale right now. if any Alabama fans want to buy them, $600 a piece.
How much?
$600 a piece, and I got 4.
Where's the game being played?
Indianapolis.
Indianapolis. Yeah.
Tell you what, if they made it, I wouldn't mind going.
Good sports town, Indy.
All right, let's Florida basketball. That shocked me. 9 seed beating Florida, but that was a heck of a play by Indiana. Talk about it. What'd you think? And then we'll jump in here and start picking games.
Yeah, the final play of the game, a bit of a head scratcher. If the plan was the foul on the inbound to have them shoot 2 free throws to make it at worst a tie, you got to get the foul. You have to do it. But to leave someone wide open on the 3-point line was very disappointing. And what it really comes down to, guys. You watched the Final Four run we had last year, and it was on the shoulders of Walter Clayton Jr. And if we had Walter Clayton Jr. this year, we'd have won that game, no doubt. But when you don't have a guy that you can count on, from a guard standpoint, to hit a big shot, it's just a different dynamic. In all those games that we came back from down double digits and won, you look who did it. It was Walter Clayton. I mean, Walter Clayton isn't on the team this year, so that's basically the dynamic of Florida. We're a good team, a great front court, but when the guard plays down, we're vulnerable, and that's what happened, man. I love Alabama right now, at least from what they did the first weekend. They looked amazing.
All right, let's jump into it. We got to get through all 8 of these ball games. Let's do one. We got to take a break. I dog it. We have to go through them a little bit quicker than I want. But anyway, let's talk about some of our wonderful people. Stevenson Air Conditioning. You got a problem, day or night, doesn't matter what time it is. You go local, you go Stevenson Air Conditioning. They are the best at what they do. It's not even close. Like Dr. Ward's the best at what he does. Jason Stevenson's the best at what he does. Stevenson Air Conditioning, number 1. Steve Bertishaw, swim coach at Mosey High School. Been in business since 1979. Steve's Bike Shop. Electrical bikes are taking over the world. They got new one, they got used one. They work on them. They do it all at Steve's Bike Shop on 23rd Street. Vandy, Kyle Vandy, unbelievable. TK Vandy Roofing and General Contracting, commercial, residential, they can do it all. And don't forget now, our tax special with who? Turf Pro Pest Control. Between now and the 15th of April, your first treatment is free if you sign up now. Call Patrick, sign up. Your yard looks like a golf course. The bugs will be gone from inside the house and outside the yards. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Sports Blitz.
How did you like the Savannah Bananas? From what I've seen, it's a lot of men twerking with their clothes off, shaking their butts in those tight,
They keep their clothes on.
They got their shirts off.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they take their shirts off. It looks like, to me, a baseball Magic Mike performance. I'm sorry.
The Sports Blitz.
Live and local, weekdays, 4 to 6.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Anna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Wednesday. For this afternoon and evening, some sun and a high of 73 with a light breeze at 7 miles per hour out of the south-southwest. Tonight, mostly clear skies with lows around 65. Tomorrow, sunny with a light breeze and a temperature near 73. Moving into Friday, about the same with a high of 75 and mostly sunny and slightly foggy. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Are you living with chronic pain, anxiety, or sleepless nights? You don't have to just get by. You deserve to thrive. At Thrive Alternative Medicine on Panama City Beach Parkway, Dr. Laughlin and counselor Suzanne Clark provide a compassionate path to relief, from medical marijuana card certifications to professional mental health counseling, managing conditions like PTSD, chronic pain, and the complexities of cancer. Book online at thrivealternativemedicine.com. thrivealternativemedicine.com. Find the relief you deserve.
It's March, which means it's tournament time at Coin and Bullion Reserve's Fine Jewelry. Colored gemstones are making a fast break. Emeralds, sapphires, rubies. Select colored gemstones up to 80% off. Regular prices? Bench. This is your shot to score some serious sparkle. Only at Coin and Bullion Reserve's Fine Jewelry. Hurry in before the final buzzer.
He's a beacon of light to many and an inspiration to all. The Coach James Hale Show.
Pro-gun, pro-flag, and pro-Pisha.
Live from the J. Michaels Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We got Dr. Ward with us. Let's do it now. Let's start with the 4 seed, Nebraska versus number 9, Iowa, 6:30 TBS. I got Nebraska winning this. We got Doc. Doc, who you got?
Yeah,
Nebraska, Iowa, 6:30 TBS. Who you like?
I'm going to go Nebraska. I think Iowa kind of had their great game, and I think they're going to be out.
All right, we both got that one. Glenn?
I agree with Doc. I think Nebraska is playing a lot better. I'll take Nebraska.
Yeah, Nebraska, but God, that's going to be a boring. That's going to be a boring game.
Everybody's got Nebraska. All right, number 2, Houston. Hey, something else, baby. Number 2, Houston, Illinois, 9:05 TBS. Who wins? I got Houston. Anybody else got anybody besides Houston?
No, I got Houston, but I think this might be the most exciting game of the Sweet 16. I think this is going to be a shootout, and it's going to be pretty fun, but Houston will get it done.
Yeah, Ralph Sampson, wherever he goes. So I'm gonna go with Houston.
Let's go. Doc, who you got?
Not so fast.
Wow.
Illinois has the number 1 offensive efficiency in the NCAA, higher than anybody else. It will be an exciting game. I don't think Houston can keep up with their point production. I think Nebraska. I'm sorry. I think Illinois wins a high-scoring game.
All right, Ward's the only one. It's got him. All right, number 2, Purdue. Number 2 seed versus number 11 from the mighty SEC, the Texas Longhorns, 6:10 CBS. I hate to say it, but I got Purdue beating Texas. What do you say, Dr. Ward?
I also have Purdue ending Texas's run. I do think Texas is going to make it a close game, but Purdue's just got a little bit more consistency than Texas.
Yeah, I really don't love Purdue's team, but I think the Cinderella run ends for Texas, if you will. And I was surprised, honestly, Texas got in the tournament. But good for them for doing what they've done. But, yeah, the run ends here.
Purdue.
Everybody. Purdue. James, did you have Nebraska?
I had Nebraska,
Did you have Houston or Illinois?
I'd take Houston.
All right, what about Purdue or Texas?
I'm going with Purdue by 8.
By 8. Okay, I like that. All right, the team I think you got to keep eye on. I like them, man. I hope they can get it done. I hope they win this ball game. I want to pick them, but I don't know. Come on, do it, Arkansas. Number 4 seed Arkansas versus number 1 Arizona, 8:45 on CBS. I have on paper Arkansas. I got Arizona winning, but I want to pick Arkansas. I'm going to hold off. Who you got, Doc? Who you going with?
Man, this is going to be such a good game. Where is it being played?
Let me see if I can get that.
Arkansas, Arizona will be played in San Jose, California at the SAP Center.
Yeah,
California.
San Jose.
Yeah.
That's going to tip me to Arizona. I mean, A-Cup is so good, but so is Arizona. I think Zona gets it done.
I got Arizona. I really don't think it's going to be that close. I think they're going to take care of business here.
You know, Alabama and Arkansas are both picked 15 and 16 in this tournament, so I'm just going to go with Calipari. You know, I know Sean Miller does a good job, but I'm going to take I'm taking Arkansas.
I'll take Arkansas as the upset for this round for me.
I'm changing mine. I'm going Arkansas. Pig suey. Come on, baby. Come on, get it done.
We'll pick.
I hope they do it. We're split on this one. Well, we're actually 3-2. All right, let's go. Number 4, the mighty Crimson Tide of Alabama versus the number 1 seed, Michigan, 6:35 TBS. I want Bama to win this one, man. Go ahead, Doc.
Yeah, I'm taking Alabama, man. I really like them. Michigan has played well, but they did in the first half struggle against their 16 seed. I believe it was way closer than I thought it should be. So Alabama's just playing really good basketball right now.
I would feel better about Alabama if this was coming right out of like a day or two later out of what they were doing. I'm a little bit worried about the layover. Plus, they're going to have to shoot exceptionally, like 45% plus from three to me to beat Michigan. And the odds of that continuing to happen aren't great, especially with one of your scoring guys out. I know they've handled it okay, but I don't know. I think it ends here. I think Michigan gets them.
I'm going to take Alabama. I'm just.
Right, we got Alabama. We got Glenn. Alabama. James, talk to me.
I'm going to go with Michigan. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, and the higher the score gets, the less I like Alabama on this. So I'm going to say Michigan.
If Alabama plays great defense like they did against Texas Tech, they got a shot. I want to pick Texas. I wrote down Michigan to win, but you know what? I'm going to listen to Ward. I'm going Alabama. I'm going my SEC.
Yeah, well, you're such a big Alabama fan. I would hope you would.
Yeah, well, I want to win though. All right, number 2 seed, Indiana State versus number 6, Tennessee.
It's not Indiana State. Larry Bird.
Iowa State.
Bird's
Iowa
not
State.
playing anymore.
Iowa State. I'm sorry. Iowa State versus number 6, Tennessee, 9-10 TBS. I got to keep with that SEC, man. I'm going Tennessee.
Give me a low-scoring affair and Tennessee.
You going Tennessee? All right.
I can't pick. I can't pick Tennessee. Tennessee's the one team I can't pick. And I really do like Iowa State. Actually, in my original bracket, I had Florida playing Iowa State for the championship. So I'm going Iowa State.
James, where's that game being played at?
This game is being played in Chicago, Illinois, at
Correct.
the United Center.
Okay. All right.
I also cannot, with a straight face, pick Tennessee for anything, but that's not the issue here. I think Iowa State's the most overlooked team in this entire tournament. I got them going a long way. I think Iowa State wins this one.
Glenn?
I'm with Brian there. There's no orange sucks like a big orange, so I'm going to take
No love for the SEC.
Take that, Mike.
So, anyway.
Ward, Brian, and Glenn Manley taking.
Well, you know, the coach, Otzenberger, he's on the candidate list for a North Carolina game, but for North Carolina after all this is over.
All right. Number 1, Duke versus
Dukies.
number 5. I love the coach at St. John's. 6'10", just don't go eat with him. 6'10", CBS. Doc, who's going to win this game, Duke or St. John's?
St. John's and Rick Pitino make a run, knock off Duke.
Wow.
I got your don't eat with him reference, by the way. It seems so easy to see St. John's here. They're hot. It's another case like Alabama. I wish they would have gotten them 2 days later. I just think that layoff, I think the fact that Duke had to step up in the first game, some other people had to step in, they got that scare early, has helped them. I think Duke gets through this one, but I don't have them going to the Final Four. I have them going out in the Elite Eight. So Duke wins here, but a close one.
All right, Brian's got Duke. Ward's got St. John's. Glenn Manley, break the tie.
Being an FSU fan, I cannot vote for Duke, so I'm going to go St. John's. I think Rick Pitino, he's won wherever he's been, so he's got those guys.
Going with St. John's, going with the coach. Who you got, James?
Give me Duke.
We got 2 Dukes.
I love Pitino, and I think he can do great things. I just think the talent Duke has is just going to carry it away.
Well, remember, the ACC referees are not calling this game.
Doc, go back again and tell me why you're picking St. John's over Duke.
I mean, I like what St. John's did in the first 2 games. They played really good basketball. They have their defense is amazing. As long as they can score enough points, I think they get 60 points, they win.
All right, you talked me into it. I'm going to go to St. John's. St. John's. All right, Doc, let's talk about your business. 1 in 5 develop skin cancer. It can be deadly. I go there. People that listen to our show go there. They all talk how well you guys are in town, Panama City Beach, every single one of your offices. Talk about what we can do to help prevent it. But once we see something, what should we do?
So for prevention of skin cancer, you got to protect yourself from the sun. You know, if you're going to be outside playing golf, tennis, you know, just being at the beach, you know, stay under the shade when you can, wear clothes that cover you up and where your skin is exposed, put on sunscreen, and don't forget to reapply. But if you do get a spot that doesn't look right or bleeds for no reason or you just don't like it, you don't wait. You got to go get it checked out. It's so easy. 5 minutes is all it takes to get checked head to toe and make sure your skin is healthy and cancer-free. And you can see us at one of our 8 area convenient locations in Port St. Joe, Panama City Beach, Water Sound, Santa Rosa Beach, Defuniak Springs, Bonifay, or Mariana.
I got to ask you before you go. Number 3, Michigan State versus number 2, UConn, 8:45 CBS. Who you got in this one?
As much as I dislike UConn and Dan Hurley, I think that they do get it done to set up an all-Big East final in that region, St. John's, UConn, for the 3rd time this year. Fourth time, actually.
I have the exact opposite of Doc. I think Michigan State gets through.
Who you got, James?
Michigan State.
Who you got?
UConn.
I got Michigan State. Doc, you're wrong.
Hey,
we'll
just
talk
remember
to
that next time you have the laser in your hand, Doc.
Hey, we'll talk to you next Wednesday. Thanks, Doc. Appreciate you, sir.
All right. Sounds good, boys.
All right, we're out. 104.3. We'll be right back with the Alabama update. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Your home for college basketball. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Coming up tonight, your Auburn Tigers versus the Nevada Wolfpack. It's the NIT quarterfinals with a trip to the Final Four on the line. Coverage from Neville Arena coming up tonight at 7:30 on your home for the Auburn Tigers.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Anna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Wednesday. For this afternoon and evening, some sun and a high of 73 with a light breeze at 7 miles per hour out of the south-southwest. Tonight, mostly clear skies with lows around 65. Tomorrow, sunny with a light breeze and a temperature near 73. Moving into Friday, about the same with a high of 75 and mostly sunny and slightly foggy. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Your goals matter, and at Anytime Fitness Panama City, they're ready to help you crush them. With expert coaching, personal training, and virtual workouts through the Anytime Fitness app, you'll have all the support you need inside the club and beyond. Limited time only. Join today for just $1 down and start your fitness journey now. Don't wait. Visit 107 West 23rd Street, Suite W8, or call 850-818-8184. Anytime Fitness. Let's make healthy happen.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVOQ Port St. Joe. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Are you looking for a place to take a leak? Do you have a truck, tractor, or other hydraulic equipment leaking or not performing as it should? At Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, we can get you back to work. Do you have a busted or leaking hose? We can typically replace them while you wait. Hydraulic cylinder or pump needing repair? In many cases, we can have it back to you the next day. Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, 6840 Highway 77 in Southport, just south of Tractor Supply. The best place in town to take a leak.
If your neighbor, employer, or grandmother were traumatized by comments made on the Coach James Hale Show.
One thing people aren't saying a whole lot about, and I probably get in trouble,
but just wanted to take this moment to say, get bent. We're live from the J. Michael Studio, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Roll Tide Road.
We're in trouble.
Alabama updates brought to you by Stevenson Air Conditioning. They're there for you anytime, day or night. We're talking locals taking care of locals. Jason graduated from Mosley High School, started this business, and knocked a home run. They've expanded throughout the Panhandle of Florida. You want great service? You want to pay a great deal? It's Stevenson Air Conditioning. Get it serviced before summer and before winter. Whatever you have, how old it is, will last a little bit longer. It'll work better to save you money in power bill. If you got an old one of the few things you can purchase, pay for itself. Stevenson Air Conditioning, #1, not even close. I do have to say this, that tax break special that we have going on at Turf Pro Pest Control, tax break special, sign up now. Between now and April 15th, your first treatment absolutely free. They do a great job. You want that yard like a golf course, you got bugs in the house, you got bugs eating your lawn up, they'll be gone for good. It's tax break special. Sign up now with Turf Pro Pest Control. You'll be glad you did. All right, let's get into Alabama. And again, I don't have the eyes on practice every single day like we did all the years when Saban was there, but we still have a few insights, not as much as in the past. And I don't know if I can trust them as much as I've had in the past. But anyway, Alabama is let me say it again. Alabama Crimson Tide is the only school to make the college playoffs and the Sweet 16. Just the Alabama Crimson Tide. It just means more. You hear me? It just means more.
Just costs more.
It does cost some more. Roll Tide. Spring football. Alabama, the big question coming out of Tuscaloosa, everybody wants to know. I don't think it's the most important thing. I think we've got 3 really outstanding quarterbacks there. Who's going to be the starting quarterback? I think it's going to be Russell. The reason being, he can do it all. He can throw, he can run. He's an unbelievable talent. The short times we saw him play last year, you could see special ball player. Now, they've interviewed players up there. A lot of them don't. They real sure of themselves. They brag on both of them. You can't get much there. One of them wouldn't even touch it. One of the players, he was a tight end, didn't even want to talk about it. But they just bragged on all of them. But I think it's going to be Russell. Either way, we got 3 good ones. We're not going to. I don't think it'll be a drop off at all. I really don't. Even though I think our quarterback we just lost might be a first round draft pick. I think he will be. Now, getting back to basketball, I want y'all's intake on this. Basketball head coach Nate Oates, North Carolina has interest in him. They have interest in Bruce Pearl and a lot of other people. But there is some talk that they got their eyes on Nate Oates. Hell, who wouldn't? What he's doing at Alabama is incredible. 2026 so far, number 4 seed in the country, Sweet 16. Hopefully they'll get to the Elite 8. 2025, they were number 2 seed. They did make it to the Elite 8. 2024, they were number 4 seed. They made it to the Final 4. And then 2023, the number 1 seed made it to the Sweet 16. So he's done an incredible job at Alabama. My question to you guys is, and James, you too, you probably know more about basketball than I ever thought about knowing. What do you guys think? If you're Nate Oates, and I get it, Alabama's a football school. Right now he's more popular than a football coach. He can be the Bear Bryant of basketball at Alabama if he stays there a long period of time. And the success he's had is incredible in a short period of time he's been there. Now, there's some negative talk about him nationally, and especially in the SEC, because we know how everybody uses recruiting and everything else, that he'll do whatever he's got to do to win. Hell, they all will. They are going to do that. But we know this things that happened this year. If you're him, you're making good money. You'll make even more money now that these other schools want him. Would you stay at Bama, where you could be the big daddy there, the first big daddy, or one of them, maybe the biggest of the big, or would you want to go to a North Carolina where at Alabama you do what you're doing there, you can stay there forever. You go to North Carolina, it's like Alabama football. You ain't done anything till you win a championship, a national championship. What would you do if you're Coach Nate Oates, if they did offer you, or one of these other big-name schools come after him?
Well, the beauty for him is that he really doesn't have a bad option. He's got a pretty good thing going at Alabama, and if he went to North Carolina, it's a great time to go there because they're at a low ebb. They're clearly willing to spend more money on basketball than even football, even with Belichick there. You know, the problem you have at Alabama is that you're always going to be second fiddle to football, no matter what. It's not to say you don't get resources, but if you keep pushing the envelope, there's going to be a point where the AD just says, son, this is a football school. You're not going to get that at North Carolina, even though football pays the bills there too. So you also got to factor, how exhausted is Nate Oates from all of the off-the-court stuff that's gone on, the Bediako case. You had the shooting, with the guy. All of the different things have gone. That can wear on you. And to be frank, jobs like North Carolina do not come around that often. I'll be honest with you, if I'm Nate Oates and they're offering me the job, I think I'm taking it.
Glenn?
Man, I'm like, Brian, there's so many things you go into it, but you're not switching leagues to go to a better league. I think they're both pretty comparable. And the football school versus basketball school, but I think the expectations at North Carolina are really there fast. How much, all right, so you got to look at the future. So you go to North Carolina, but you don't have the same run that you had at Alabama. So if they get rid of you, where you go from there? I know somebody will chase you. I just think right now it's solid, even though we've got the drug guy, we got the shooting, and we got the guy that came back. I just think right now people will go to Alabama because he's there. I think he might stay. I would probably stay.
Okay. James, help us out. Well, if you're Nate Oates, what are you going to do? You going to stay at Bama, become Bear Bryant, or are you going to leave?
If he's comfortable and he likes what he's doing and he is just at zen with life, then sure, you can stay at Alabama. But if you are looking to be the guy in the Hall of Fame, the guy that has the big championship wins, the guy that is the man, it's probably not going to happen at Alabama because you got to look at the school, and it is a football school. It really is. Alabama is a football school. You've got to look more towards, your Kentuckys, your Dukes, your North Carolinas, because I grew up in Kentucky as a Kentucky fan, so I can tell you, Stoops being there, great for the football program. People are still way more disappointed with Calipari and his only one national title.
Yeah.
If that's just how it works now with NIL and how things are changing. Can that change very quickly? Absolutely. If you can get that billionaire in there that says, you know what, I love Alabama football, but I also love Alabama basketball. Here's $500 million. But until you get that guy, it's resources are going to have to be distributed, and more resources will be distributed to football at Alabama.
The Bear Bryant comparison is interesting in that I think he is Bear Bryant, but he's Bear Bryant at Kentucky. I got a watch and Rupp got a car. I think it's kind of that in reverse.
Yeah.
So he could go on, go to the Final Four again. It's still going to be football.
Right.
So, to me, he is the Bear Bryant. He's just Bear Bryant when he was at Kentucky.
Well, you're talking about NIL money. What are they going to spend at Bama compared to other places? I just look at Duke. You look at the Sweet 16 teams. Duke spent the most, $12 million. Out of the 16 teams that are in it, the Sweet 16, Alabama was actually fifth. They spent $9.5. So there is a pretty big difference from number 5 to number 1. And I think they might be in the same state. I think North Carolina will pay whatever they got to pay. Yeah, I get where y'all coming from. If you want to be the big daddy like you're talking about, you go to Duke. North Carolina. If you want to become, but you made a good point, Brian, because if you coach, you keep hearing all these damn things about your players. You did this, you did that. One shot somebody, one selling drugs. You're playing guys that should not be playing from the NFL. Professional league.
They just be exhausted.
Yeah, you get hit from all these different angles. I could see where guys, the hell with this. I'll go North Carolina.
I'll be honest though, I think they have someone else in mind.
I
think Oates is second or third on the list, and it could very well get to him.
Yeah.
The fact that they've gone on and done the deal now with Davis tells me they've got at least out of those 2 or 3 people, one they know is going to take it. That's why they went on and pulled the trigger.
So for me, with the comment, though, on, how he handled everything, with the shooting and the guy getting arrested and everything like that, that's going to be less of a focus at Alabama than, say, if at Duke or Kentucky, because if that happens at Duke or Kentucky, that's going to get a lot more clicks, a lot more likes, a lot more views, because that's the center of focus to the school.
Yeah, that's true.
Glenn, do you agree with that?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I do. I think, and a good point that James made, if you want to be in the Basketball Hall of Fame, that's how you get there quicker, because it's known for a basketball school. I think they may be looking at Jay Wright. He's retired from Villanova, and he won a national championship, and he's been out of it for a year, but he's been following it, and then, we'll see.
Jay be great I mean, and he would be wonderful there. He'd be exactly the kind of presence I think they want. I think he's done. I think they're going to Kansas. I think they're talking to Bill Self. I really do.
It could be. Yeah, it's good. I don't know how Golden's name got on there. I don't think he wants to leave Florida.
Oh, he's got a good agent.
Well, that's true.
Get another raise.
Yeah.
Bruce Pearl, would he get out of it? He leaves Auburn. He's a legend there. He's doing TV. I just don't see him. Well, that North Carolina job, maybe it could. Duke, North Carolina, Kentucky, maybe. But do you see him coming back into it? He got out of it because he couldn't stand the NIL or whatever reason. I don't see him doing it if they did want him.
He's not the typical kind of personality you would expect at North Carolina, but we talked about this Monday afternoon. I actually think he would do a good job there. I think he'd be perfect for them right now because they need a little excitement, they need a little jazz, they need a little of that. But I think I still think he's going into politics. I still do. I think he's done with coaching. I really do.
Yeah.
But he'd be good there.
Here's the other thing too. We talked about a lot of the players liked Davis, and if they don't come back, then you got a whole different situation.
Yeah.
So I mean, with the transfer portal and all that, you
think Bruce Pearl would take the job if they offered?
Gosh,
him?
I don't know. Does he jumping out of the fire into the frying pan? I don't know. I don't know. That's a hot seat to be in. You need to win in a hurry.
What do you think?
I just don't see it, especially with his kid taking over at Auburn. Him just going straight up, only going out 1 year to somewhere else, especially with his kid not looking as great at Auburn, would look really bad on his kid, and I don't think he'd want to do that.
That's, as you were saying that, I was thinking the same thing. I think it would hurt Steven a lot because it would look even more so like it was just an orchestrated.
And if you're an Auburn fan, you'd feel like, man, what the heck's this about, man? We give your son the job. Yeah. And so you really think he's going to get into politics? Maybe
I do.
Maybe
I 100%
that's
do.
the reason Feinbaum didn't jump in on it.
No, I 100% do. I think he realized this cycle wasn't right for who's running and what's up in this. I think he wants to get out there, get his name. But no, I do. He's very passionate about things, particularly in the Middle East. That's not slowing down anytime soon. I think he's going to get into politics. I really do.
All right. Let's talk about some of our great people. Let's talk about all of them. Let's talk about the legendary J. Michael's Restaurant. Today and today only, the world-famous J. Michael's Spaghetti, only on Wednesday. Man, there were so many spring breakers in there yesterday, and especially last night. I couldn't believe it. And I can't believe some of the things they wear in there. Wow. Anyway.
Don't wear.
Or don't wear. What they don't wear. I thought, hell, that was Glenn Manley walking in.
You about broke your thumb taking pictures.
Yeah, that was of Glenn. It was amazing. But if you want that seafood now, you can get that. You get all the specials, no doubt about that. But today, that J. Michael's Spaghetti, you'll love it. Man, they do it on Wednesdays and Thursdays. Matter of fact, I already got 4 orders to go tonight. It's that good. Go check it out. You'll be glad you did. And get all the other stuff they have. Ice cold beer, the legendary J. Michael's Restaurant. If you have any kind of problem keeping your house warm or cold, the place to go is Stevenson Air Conditioning. Jason's an incredible man. Graduated from Mosley High School. Most honest, hardworking guy out there. I went with him, thank God I did. Jason Kovaletsky, Chad Mitchell. As a matter of fact, Jason did his house and business. I think Chad did the same thing. Stevenson Air Conditioning. No other. Locals taking care of locals. That is Stevenson Air Conditioning. You talking about locals? Steve Bertishaw. What a coach. Swim coach at Mosley. Brian knows all about how great coach he is. You talking about a great business? They've been in business since 1979. Glenn started something. It lasted 6 months. This guy's been going since 1970. It just shows you management skill level.
That's why they won't name anything after me.
There you go. Steve's Bike Shop on 23rd Street. Go check it out. These electrical bikes, they've got new and used. Everybody wants one. He's got them. And he doesn't try to take every penny out of your pocket either. Steve's Bike Shop. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Your home for college basketball. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Coming up tonight, your Auburn Tigers versus the Nevada Wolfpack. It's the NIT quarterfinals with a trip to the Final Four on the line. Coverage from Neville Arena coming up tonight at 7:30 on your home for the Auburn Tigers.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Anna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Wednesday. For this afternoon and evening, some sun and a high of 73 with a light breeze at 7 miles per hour out of the south-southwest. Tonight, mostly clear skies with lows around 65. Tomorrow, sunny with a light breeze and a temperature near 73. Moving into Friday, about the same with a high of 75 and mostly sunny and slightly foggy. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Looking to upgrade your truck? It's Blue Diamond Truck Accessories in Panama City. They sell, service, and install it all. Light kits, bed covers, bumpers, winches, lift kits, and any trailer hitch you can imagine. Blue Diamond Truck Accessories, just west of Frankfort Avenue on 15th Street. Find Blue Diamond Truck Accessories on Facebook or call 850-914-0265. Blue Diamond Truck Accessories, 850-914-0265.
Let your spring adventures begin in a brand new Kia from Bill Bird Kia. Stop by today and discover Kia and take a test drive. See all the new features that elevate any adventure. We've got new 2025 Kias on the lot, and the savings are big. Telluride, Sorrento, Sportage, Seltos, Soul, K4s, and K5s. Hurry because they won't last. Now offering 2.9% APR for up to 48 months on the purchase of a new 2025 Kia K4. You'll get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. Bill Bird Kia is the home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. See us at 2435 East 15th Street or anytime at BillBirdKiaPanamaCity.com. The road is yours.
Offer from Kia Finance America for the purchase of a new 2025 K4 with $2,209 per month per 1,000 financed at 48 months. Quantities limited. Cannot be combined with other finance offers. Not available on balloon financing. Not available on balloon financing. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty. See dealer for complete details. Offer for well-qualified buyers. Must take delivery from dealer stock through 3/31/26.
If you got more A's on your truck than you did in high school, you might be a Bama fan. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Whoa! Eagle! Hey! Martha, Kenny, James, Jenna, Segrist, all of them. War Eagle, baby. Steve, Elizabeth, Craig, War Damn Eagle, baby. Hey! Auburn Updates brought to you by Beef O'Grady's in Lynn Haven. Pat Perno's city commissioner over there does an incredible job. His restaurant's second to none, man. Atmosphere is unbelievable. You walk in there, it feels like your family. They always got a smile on their face. They always greet you. Great facility, TVs everywhere, and the food is incredible. Great comment. Today, 10 wings inside. At one and only Beef O'Brady. Key word here is Beef O'Brady's Lynn Haven. Get out there today if you're in Panama City or Lynn Haven and have a great meal and tell them Coach sent you. Real quick about Auburn. Auburn played 9 of 16. Of the 9 teams that are playing in the Sweet 16, Auburn played them. 9 of them. Auburn beat 3 of them. Auburn was killed by 3 of them. And then the rest were kind of close. Auburn definitely could have competed better than some of these teams. Look at Florida. They can compete very well. Auburn should have been in.
No.
Well,
Well,
we'll find out what happens tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Who knows? Anyway, thank you for saying that, Glenn. That's reminding me. Auburn, Andy Burcham, at about 8:05, they'll play Nevada. Watch it and listen to it right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. What do you got for us today on the mighty week? FSU.
Well, if you're talking softball, you're not talking week.
No, I'm not.
Issa Torres started off last night. First pitch, home run. So she's, back on her streak again. 3 for 3 last night. Almost hit for the cycle.
Woo!
Double, home run, and a single, and drove in some runs. So they won 8-0 last night over North Florida, and they are now 29-4. They are ranked number 10. They're 6-0 in the ACC, which makes them number 1 in the ACC. Now they started They started the week after everybody else played in the ACC. So you may, say, well, gosh, some other teams are like 7-3, but you got it. It's not the same as 6-0. So that's what it goes by. Also, they will now play at Clemson, who's ranked number 19, and they are 23-10. They will play Friday, Saturday, Sunday at Clemson, and they are also ranked number 6 in the ACC, but they're 6-3, and there's several teams tied. So I don't know if you call them sixth or tied for third. You know how all that goes. But anyway, and so now FSU softball team has won 18 consecutive games, and so they're working towards the record on that. Baseball last night, I turned it off. It was a sad thing for FSU to be ranked number 10, played Florida. Florida shut them out. The bats got quiet. 5-0, Florida wins over FSU last night. So wow. FSU is now 19-5. So they will play at Duke they will host Duke, who is ranked number 11th in the ACC. They're 16-10. I want to get back to Florida, though. Florida now is 3-3 on the SEC, which puts them number 8, but they're tied with 3 or 4 different people. So, and they are now 20-6, and the overall record between these two, the all-time record is FSU 135, Florida 130, and they tied one. So, and then a good thing for Florida State, although he didn't do well last night, Miles Bailey, it was the ACC Player of the Week, and he was a first baseman and a sophomore. He hit 500 over the last week, 4 home runs, 10 RBIs, 20 total bases. And so he is now has an on-base percentage of .714, and then his slugging percentage is not like a .7, it's 1.75. So he's up there. So he's one of the best players in the United States. The Florida pitchers seemed to shut him down a little bit last night. So that's going on. Congratulations to Florida. I hate to say it, but I thought Dr. Ward might bring that up, but we'll wait and see what Mark says about it. On the football, I'm still a little upset with the way they're handling the quarterback situation, but they don't pay me the big bucks to make that decision. But anyway, the odds to win the ACC, Florida State is ranked 11th out of that whole ACC. Miami is number 1 at -135. SMU plus 700, Louisville plus 1,100, Clemson plus 1,600, and Pitt plus 1,700. That's the top 5 besides FSU being way down there. So FSU is plus 3,500. So we go all the way down. You go all the way down, and you get down to one of the last ones, which is 35,000 to win.
Who was it? They say?
I think it was Pitt. So not Pitt. Excuse me. I think it was Syracuse or Boston College is who it was.
It is sad what's happened to Florida State football.
It is, and so with not having a spring game and not doing the tour, I don't know how you promote it. I really don't, but I guess you have rodeos and the Savannah Bananas to bring in the money, I guess. So kind of like we can't promote anybody else in the county getting a field or anything named after them, so you know what I'm saying. But that's another subject. Now, FSU, this is what come out about spring practice. The offensive identity is shifting towards they're going to be playing more players like almost a 2-platoon system with 2 running backs being, I think, the new running back, Tris Wisner, and then Osmond Cromar, excuse me.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah.
Is that a Democrat? What is it?
Yeah, I know it. But he's the guy that came in from Georgia who was, one of the number 1 running backs last year. The offensive line, they have 11 players there trending towards being like one unit, which we know you keep bringing in portal people all the time. It's hard to make a unit. You have to keep those people together for quite a while. So we brought them in last year and had 6 new starters. Now we're going to bring them in, 5 new starters rather. We're going to bring them in again, so we'll see what happens. But we did have 3 leftovers that we hope will solidify that, And then the defensive front, looks pretty good for us. The U guy from Texas A&M, Ryland Kennedy, looks really good. The Desir twins. The thing about Desir twins is they look good when you have people like Jackson in front of them, like when we had, Verse and those guys playing in front of some of the other people. They look pretty good because all the worries on the other people, so they get loose more. But we'll see about that. And Daniel Lyons, Hale should be there pretty good. So that's going to be looking pretty good, we hope. And then the linebacker group remains to be stable. So we got Chris Jones, who came over from Southern Miss, Nicholson, Baynor, and then also we're going to have those rotation positions look pretty good, and we're looking really good at wide receiver. You know, we got Deuce Robinson coming back. We got Danzy, the sprinter, and then we got the Boggs kid, who is going to be a sophomore this year, who was the #1 receiver in the state of Florida and set all the receiving records when he played a little bit last year because he was injured. You know, and so if you come in as a freshman, you start playing, you're not used to the contact, and actually the speed of the people you're playing against is not the same as, you know, being in high school. But we should be good with those, and we got in, I failed to write this kid's name now, but we got several wide receivers now that are going to be freshmen that are over 6'2", so we should be really good. But Deuce Robinson is really picking it up this spring. He's being a leader, and I like the way he said he's always been a Florida State fan, and he always wanted to play for Florida State, and he's not leaving. He's got one more year to prove himself, and that's what he wants to do. So we're looking pretty good for those guys, and we'll see what happens. But, you know, I'm still worried about the quarterback thing. So I don't know.
All right, that's your FSU update brought to you by Newbies. Get out to one of the 4 Newbies, have a great time. I tell you, all you spring breakers down here, every night, head down to the mothership. Charlotte's got the best bands around for your entertainment every single night. Newbies 2 on the Curve, go watch all sporting events. We got one over in St. Andrews, the big, beautiful blue facility.
That was kind of crowded last night.
Oh, that place is awesome, man. No doubt about that. Now, I'm going to go back to Auburn. If they're good enough to play at South Florida, they're good enough to play here at Auburn. That was said by their new head football coach, Alex Golish. And you know what? I believe him. The ones he's brought in can play SEC football. Now, everybody, when James Madison players jumped on board and went to Indiana, nobody thought much of it. They do now. Look what's happened to Indiana. And I actually think the guys at South Florida are probably better than those guys at James Madison. And they like each other. They communicate well with one another. They're close. That's a good thing. And can Auburn's chemistry, can they have it, everybody get together quickly and develop a great football team in year one? I think they got a shot, man. I think Auburn's going to be pretty good this year. I really do. I like the coach. I like the offensive scheme. Defense, always good at Auburn. It's time for Auburn to have a winning season. In my lifetime, I just don't remember Auburn losing 5 times in a row, having losing seasons. That's unheard of. Too much pride at Auburn. Football's too big in that state, too big at that university. I think they're going to be pretty good next year, and I certainly hope so. All right, let's talk about some of our other wonderful people we have. Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Do you want to look better, feel better? Jason Kobyleski can make that happen for you. Listen to Jason every Tuesday and Friday right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Oh, my goodness. Steve's Bike Shop. I already talked about Steve. Let's go to Kyle Vandergrift. I love Kyle. We'll have him in here hopefully Friday. If not, it'll be the following Friday. TK Vandy Roofing and General Contract. They design it. They build it. Commercial, residential. They can do it all, not just roofs. They can do anything. And don't forget about Patrick's Tax Special. Hey, this is a good deal now. Tax Break Special by Turpo Pest Control. Tax Break Special. Sign up now between April 15th. Your first treatment, absolutely free. Doesn't cost you a penny. You want that yard like a golf course. You want bugs gone from inside your house. You want them quit eating your yard. Well, heck, man, go ahead and sign up now. Tax Break Special. The first one's free. You'll be glad you did. We've been using them. We're happy. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Mark McLeod.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Colin Cowherd. People are really up in arms because SGA shoots a lot of free throws. People in the NBA are trying to convince me is that either the league's rigging it for a skinny kid who's not very verbal from a tiny market OKC.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Weekdays, ESPN Northwest Florida.
When it comes to building smart and roofing right, TK Vandy's is the name you can trust. They're your go-to for general contracting, design build solutions, and top quality roofing. From concept to completion, they deliver excellence on time and on budget. Whether it's a custom build or a complex renovation, they've got you covered, literally. Call TK Vandy today and build something better. Together, TK Vandy, built with purpose, roofed with pride.
My perfect day has sand, salt, water, and friends. But my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, most people saw 90% clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free at 4 months. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
This is Coach Stephen Pearl. Your home for Auburn basketball on the Panhandle is 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show, live from the J. Michael Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Go Gators! You're not a Gator, you're a Gator hater. Every Wednesday, 7:30, 8:30 our time. 7:30 somewhere else.
That's the sound of success.
Yeah. The one and only Mark McLeod. I hope that's not who have hung up. We got him.
Yeah, that was. We'll get him back. Hold on.
Oh my God. He didn't like the introduction, so we'll get him back.
Take 2.
That's right. Get that Mark McLeod on here.
Mark.
Tell you what, speaking of the disappointment of basketball, then you look at baseball. Bama went over there and swept them. I mean, beat them 3 times.
Then we get beat. That's 2 of our 5 losses is to Florida. I don't know.
So. Is softball the sport at Florida? 31-2, I think. So they're pretty good in softball, but we're used to Florida being good in everything, and we shall see.
I heard their new quarterback can do everything with the football, but sign his name to it. I'm not sure
that's not important. As long as he can win, we're good.
But yeah, I tell you what though, I think FSU was trying to hit with a boat paddle last night. They couldn't get the thing around. So I turned it off after about the 5th inning, I think.
Let's see. There we go.
But I watched the softball come alive again, and they run rule somebody else.
He said the phone went dead.
Uh-oh. He's trying.
He's calling you back right now.
It's not called technical difficulties. It's called...
Folks, this is what's called a peek behind the curtain.
There you go.
Emmy award-winning radio right here on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Be careful what you look for behind the curtain, is all I can say.
The wizard is not here.
We're working.
We're working hard.
We had him. He got off.
Well,
get off the line.
I would ask the mayor to call us, but I wouldn't know if the phone works.
Well, might be afraid what he'd say too.
No. He's a straightforward guy.
That's right.
Bay High graduate, by the way.
He goes,
there you go.
He goes, I'll answer when I get my check.
Whoa!
Well, it's been mailed a long time ago.
Yeah, it's in the mail. Yeah.
Wait, Mark, you get paid for this? What in the world? So how are you guys doing?
I'm doing good. I tell you what, though, I'm worried about the linebacker cover at FSU.
Yeah.
If you look at the video, some of them watch them run by and then try to tackle them.
Here's what's crazy. SEC baseball, I think, has 10 teams ranked in the top 25 right now.
I know.
That's crazy. And unfortunately, one of them is not Florida.
That's true.
And they're good.
I know. They have a pretty good record.
It's amazing the depth of baseball in this conference. I mean, it's just incredible.
Well, it's at the end, so it's all practice till you get to the end.
Can we talk about the fact that my Bulldogs are tied atop the SEC
They
in
won.
baseball again.
They beat
finally.
Southern Miss last
Yes, they did, didn't they, Coach?
I can't hear you.
Charity's over.
The line's breaking up.
We'll give you the early season charity win, but when it matters,
12-0.
But I will say this. How about this? The only state in the country with 3 teams ranked in the top 25 is
There you go. So
not Texas, not California,
the great
not
state of
Florida,
Mississippi.
Mississippi.
Yes.
Because we got nothing else, baby.
We had the flu run through the team last night. Something was wrong for us to get beat like that. Everybody had COVID. Something went wrong.
We gave y'all
Where's
some,
the game played at?
Oh, it was in Starkville. We gave you some doctored up Duty Noble dogs. Yeah, that's what happened.
It's hard to win in Starkville. I will say that.
Well, we could get. I got some local scores if you want to go through those while we're waiting.
Yeah, go ahead. We're trying to get him back.
Baseball last night. It was Bozeman Bucks 4, Jonesboro 1, and Mosley 5, Arnold 0. It was Rocky Bayou 9, North Behaven 8, Freeport 2, Rutherford 0. It was Bluntstown 7, Port St. Joe 1. And do we have him?
We got him.
We got him, yeah. We were stalling.
Mark.
I knew he'd get that check.
All right. Yeah. Let me make an unfortunate joke here. This whole trying to get you on isn't indicative of Florida's athletic woes over the past week, is it?
I don't know what you're talking about.
There we go.
Line's breaking up. He can't hear. Man. Hey, at least Florida's good in softball. Hey,
There you
we got
go.
a good
There you go.
softball
Well,
team.
I tell you what, the baseball team quieted our bats last night.
It's just like I told you guys before. It's SEC competition against Big Ten. They dominated us in football, basketball, and even baseball.
No.
As far as you know.
I love it.
No. Talk about that basketball game. We got to get that out of the way, then we get into some other stuff. Talk about that basketball game.
Well, I tell you, the game really, I mean, you could talk about the first half, and Iowa was knocking everything, well, about half of what they were hitting from the 2-point range, but really, it was a 3-point shooting in the second half. I mean, they go 6 of 13. That's pretty doggone impressive, especially after going 1 of 11 in the first half.
Oh, yeah.
So you got to tip your hat to Iowa. Of course, look, we can talk about this all day long, but Fulgaris, he shouldn't have been in the game. He threw a punch, it didn't land. From his perspective, Iowa's perspective, no, he's trying to punch the ball out, but we can all figure out what may have been going on there, but and then the guy hits the game winner. I thought that was the key, though. Really, the 3-point shooting for Iowa in the second half. But the other key, guys, was rebounds. Florida consistently all year long, in many games, dominated the rebounds. But in this game, they were 27 apiece. You got to give Iowa a lot of credit. They did a fabulous job on the glass.
Go ahead.
I just, I thought down the stretch there, I think the guards for Florida did not show up the way they should have. And then the last play, I'm not sure why you would take it under the basket with those trees there, and you only need a 2 to tie. I'm just not sure about that.
Yeah, well, I mean, they went down the court, and their goal, their objective was not to give an open look from anything long,
right.
and lo and behold, they got that, and he was wide open.
Right.
So,
well,
and you got to give the guy credit; he knocked it down.
When they break the press and that guard breaks across in front of somebody's face, that usually makes him wide open. So that makes the next pass open so quick that you can't get back. So that
right, Coach. I thought where they failed there, Coach Manley. I thought where they failed is Florida should have fouled him before they got that ball. In his hands in the corner there. That's what really happened,
right.
And that's what Golden said. That was the objective, was to foul and force them to knock down some key free throws, and those were going to be monster free throws. A lot of pressure there, but they didn't get the foul. And I thought why you had 2 passes there. Just reach on there and grab somebody.
Yeah, when that guy, but the way we used to coach it too, if you cross that guy's face, he can't catch you fast enough. So the guy took like one dribble and pushed it down the floor before they could react. And do you foul the guy after he passes it? Will they call it? You're not sure the way they call it in the basketball games nowadays. So but that's how many that's a shot wide open, but still, it's still a pressure shot. I don't know.
Well, I do know. He hit it.
Yeah, he did.
And they won it. Yeah.
He hit it.
Yeah. Hey, what about go back?
He missed Condon, but he hit that shot.
You know, I had Florida win it all. I just thought they were going to get hot and they were going to do it. They lost to Vandy up there in Nashville. Well, I think it was 91-74, something like that. Then their first game they played, they scored 115, 114 points, whatever it was. And you think, okay, I feel good about everything. I don't know. Do you think they just weren't focused, ready to go, or what? I'm making it. What kind of excuse can we make for them?
Look, they really, and again, credit to Iowa. They never really got in any kind of rhythm offensively. They really didn't. I mean, they had a spurt here and a spurt there, but they never really got into any kind of offensive rhythm. And there were times they shot the ball well, but I go back to that. I go back to 3-point shot by Iowa, 3-point shooting by Iowa in the second half, and those rebounds were key because they kept the Hawkeyes in the game. And guys, it was only a 1-point game, only a 1-point game. So how about that?
Yeah. The other thing too is you look back. I don't know how strong the guy is, but the 7'8" guy. Could you put him in there to try to rebound, or you think he would have been pushed around too much because of the weight?
That was a pretty physical game. I think he may have been knocked around a little bit.
Yeah, but
What about next year? What do you expect from Florida next year in basketball? I mean, I know they just lost that, but can they keep it rolling? And you see them? They were one of the SEC champs regular season. Lose out early this year. What do you think next year? What do they got to do?
The first objective one is to get Golden locked down to an extension and keep North Carolina and a couple of these other schools from poaching him. That's objective one for Scott Strickland and the Gators. Alex Condon, he said he's 50-50. It was a tough loss for guys like Thomas Hott and Chinaloo and some of those guys who just and it was a real tribute to see how classy those guys were in the post-game press conference, and since then, really reaching out to the fans and telling them how much they loved and enjoyed playing in Gainesville and playing for the Gators, and that was good to see and good to hear. But I think there are a lot of questions for next year. But again, this Todd Golden has done an awfully good job at Florida, and I think you just trust him. You know what I mean?
All right, we get back. We got Mark McLeod. We'll get into baseball, what's going on in Florida baseball. We'll talk about that and everything else Florida. Hopefully get a chance to talk to him about some spring football. But right now, let's talk about some of our great people. Don't forget, today is world-famous J. Michael Spaghetti every Wednesday. Go check it out. You'll be glad you did. Also, again, I want to mention it again, that we have a special going on at Turf Pro Pest Control. Tax break special. Sign up between now and April 15th. Your first treatment is absolutely free. That's a good deal, guys. You want that yard to look like a golf course? He can make it happen. Got bugs in the house, got bugs eating your yard up. They'll be gone for good. Turf Pro Pest Control, #1, not even close. Get out to Peppers. Get out to Peppers, have a great time. We know we got one in town that's legendary. Now we got a brand new one out in Panama City Beach Parkway. Go check it out. You'll be glad you did. House wine. House margaritas, buy one, get one free. Same thing with draft beer. Every Monday, military, 10% off. Go check it out. Tell them Coach sent you. We'll be right back with the great Mark McLeod, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida, the Paul Feinbaum Show.
Is your boss aware that you're on live national television?
Of all the times I've talked to your producers in the back, they've never asked, they've asked me questions, they've never asked me that question. Some are, some aren't. There's your answer.
Okay. And by the way, if they have a problem with it, we will deal with them.
Paul Feinbaum, weeknights, 6 to 10 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Anna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida this Wednesday. For this afternoon and evening, some sun and a high of 73 with a light breeze at 7 miles per hour out of the south-southwest. Tonight, mostly clear skies with lows around 65. Tomorrow, sunny with a light breeze and a temperature near 73. Moving into Friday, about the same with a high of 75 and mostly sunny and slightly foggy. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
With over 4 decades in business, Instant Replay Sports Cards is happy to take your collection to the next level. All new hobby boxes, signed memorabilia and supplies, new and vintage cards and Pokemon. Buy, sell, and trade. They're an authorized source for Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and Leaf cards. Instant Replay Sports Cards inside the Stanford Station on 23rd Street next to Academy Sports. Come see the bigger store and the larger inventory, or visit online, instantReplaySportsCards.com.
Are you in need of reliable, secure, convenient self-storage? Too much stuff and not enough room to put it all? Stop on by to Your Storage Units. With a wide selection of climate and non-climate self-storage units, Your Storage Units is sure to have just what you need. From a small 5x5 to as large as a 10x20 and up. Just remember, if you need more space and less clutter, call Your Storage Units 850-252-4309 at 7100 US 98 right over the Halfway Bridge and PCB behind the Taco Bell.
He's a 10-foot-tall, barrel-chested beast man who showers in vodka and feeds his baby shrimp scampi.
I'm kind of a big deal.
Please welcome.
Ain't gonna hurt.
Live and local from the J. Michaels studio, the Coach James Hale Show, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Bum, 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 bum. Go Gators! All right, let's bring him back. The great one, Mark McLeod. Mark, how can the locals here in the Panhandle of Florida keep up with you?
On X at McLeod Live, MCLEOD Live.
All right, let's jump into Florida baseball. I was surprised. I'll be honest with you. I didn't think Bama would win the series. I really didn't. And then to sweep them even made me think, what's going on with Florida baseball? Then Brian points out, hell, they're 20-6. They're not, it's not like they have a bad team. But talk about the Alabama series, and then last night they looked good. Talk about this Florida baseball team.
Yeah, I'm sure you're all tore up about that Alabama series.
I couldn't sleep. I was so upset.
I can tell the pain. Hear it in your voice. Yeah, well, I mean, Faye set the tone for that whole series with that shutout and no-hitter against Florida on Friday. That was unbelievable. I mean, and then you have game 2 where they just knocked Florida around. I mean, 8-4. It's funny. I saw one guy wrote a piece, and he talked about Florida was stranding runners. Stranding runners? What are you talking about? They had no runners.
Well, maybe they were stranded in the dugout.
They were stranding hitters is what they were doing.
Exactly. They were on spring break somewhere. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, Florida, they stranded. They almost pitched a perfect game. I don't know if people really realize he only walked 2. So what a game pitched by that young man. And then in game 2, when Florida stranded 8. I mean, that's not bad. So, and of course, that's nice with the Sweet Home Alabama in the background. Written by a bunch of Florida guys from Jacksonville.
That is true. That's right.
And then the last game, I mean, 14 runs. I mean, they just, there were just, Alabama just dominated Florida. I mean, they dominated in run production. And the Florida pitching, yes, fans, writers, you can talk about the Florida pitching all day long. It was bad. It went from 6 to 8 to 14 runs. But Florida didn't get the run production. They didn't get guys on base. They stranded 10 in the talking about the guy that wrote the piece about Florida stranding runners. Well, they stranded 10 in the final game. But guess what? Alabama stranded 8. So, and it was a 14-7 game. None of these games were close.
Yeah.
And then last night.
Beautiful pitching by Florida. My goodness.
Yeah.
My goodness.
I think
Poor Coach Manley. But I'll tell you what, that was, those, I mean, that is, you strike out 16 and you're playing Florida State. That is phenomenal and dominating pitching.
We went up there with wiffle ball bats. so all I can say.
Oh, hey.
What was interesting about that Florida State game, though, did you notice the top of the lineup for Florida and for Florida State? They got nothing. I mean, the top top 4 hitters from Florida didn't even have a hit. Mm-hmm. Didn't have a hit. It was the middle of the lineup producing the runs, and for Florida State, I think they had one hit in the top 4 or 5, maybe 6 guys in their lineup.
You know, Miles Bailey had been batting by almost 500 the last couple of series, and you know, he couldn't smell a hit last night. So, but
yeah. Well, you know, they walked him twice, Coach, and one of those was intentional. I think they wanted to stay away from that danger.
Yeah, they did.
Coach Manley loves FSU, and I'm sure Coach Conrad Moon would want this posted at this time, so I will dedicate this to Mark McLeod. Georgia's coaching clinic, March 26 through March 28, 2026, their featured speaker will be the Seattle Super Bowl winning head coach, Coach Mike McDonald. So anybody wanting to go to a coaching clinic, if you're a coach, Georgia will have one March 26th through 28th. Okay, back to Florida.
Hey, I heard that Mike Tomlin might be on the Georgia coaching staff. Could be, but his daughter goes there. She's a gymnast, so he may be just there.
That. That'd be interesting.
Well, Florida this week has Liam Cohen coming in from Jacksonville, and they have John Gruden coming in. So that'll be a fun time for the Florida players.
Yes, sir.
All
yes,
right.
sir.
Mark, what about Arkansas, baseball, Florida? What do you expect this weekend?
That's a good question. I mean, it's not going to be easy. It's really not going to be easy for the Gators. I don't know what to expect, Coach. This team is so bizarre, and I think they're just, again, Kevin O'Sullivan makes a lot of changes early on, and when they get into conference play, it can either be good or they're going to have one bad weekend. That's just kind of what we've seen from Sully in recent years, and boy, did they have an awful weekend. And credit Alabama, again, setting the tone with that no-hitter. But for Florida, they've got to get the bats going, especially with these guys early at the lead 4 batters in the lineup. They got to get something going, and then Florida's got to get better pitching. And, boy, they got it last night. If they can carry that over, that would be great.
All right, I want to talk about spring football. Are you hearing anything we need to know, anything going on?
They just returned. Coach Summerall met with everybody yesterday. Practice 6 was in, and he said it was sloppy. It was not good. He said some guys apparently went to spring break and really didn't do a whole lot, but have some fun on spring break. So, you know, there were guys who had a position, guys didn't know where to go. You had a little bit of that. He said some other guys were really ready to go and perform, but they expect a much better practice session coming up. He talked about some of the guys that are really hitting and you know, showing them some things, and I think a whole lot more going forward. I think in the next few days is when you're really going to start hearing some news coming out of Florida football, next 5 or 6 days.
Yeah, I remember those days. You get off for spring break, then go back. The first practice, I think that's across the board. It's not that great. You got to get back in the rhythm and everything.
Well, I'm sure the kickers are in shape.
Yeah, the kickers always had it.
Round is a shape.
Hey,
round is a shape. Hey, scrimmage on Saturday, by the way, guys. Scrimmage on Saturday.
Right.
Are they going to open up for the public?
No.
All right.
I don't think they want anybody to see that.
That's what they're doing spring games for. Hey, before we get you off here today, I want your take on the Sweet 16. The SEC, we had 8 make it. I think it was 8 to 32. What do you expect? You think we have anybody left that has a shot at all? Or if it is, who's the best shot? Arkansas, Alabama. What do you think about this basketball situation?
Yeah, Arkansas, I think, would have the best shot. Alabama, they can get hot. They get consistent. But it's going to be hard for the SEC, I think. But I do think Arkansas is the one team that kind of has a shot.
Who do you like winning it all? Michigan, Duke. Who do you like?
Michigan's playing well. I like Duke. I mean, that was the toughest decision for me. I went with Florida overall because I'm a homer.
Too. Yeah.
And I really did feel like Florida was hitting on all cylinders pretty much. But I think Duke. I don't know. I just have a feeling Duke maybe do. And I always get these things wrong. So who the heck knows? Yeah.
Is any one game you're looking forward to watching the most out of all of them? These next 8 games?
No, there really is. I think there's some really good competitive games. So, but No, I there's not one game that I can look at and say that's the game I really want to watch. I want to watch most all of them. I think they're going to be fun.
Yeah, how about them putting some of them on at the same time?
That makes sense to me. Who did that?
Crazy.
Who did that?
I don't know.
Well, and if you look at Thursday or tomorrow night, like the two best games, I think in the whole Sweet 16 are up against each other.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, at 9, whatever. So, hey, Mark,
right, now hold on, guys.
All right.
Florida softball knocked off number 1 Tennessee.
Hey,
how about that?
There we go.
That was good.
And Mark, I need your help with something. I just closed my laptop and all. Did you get any scores from Starkville last night, Mississippi State Southern Miss? I couldn't find it anywhere.
The phone lines are breaking up. Phone lines are breaking up. We can't hear Mark's response.
Listen, we had somebody text in. Even though Mississippi is tops in the baseball right now, they're still real low in education.
Doesn't matter. We got something.
Mark, what Brian didn't understand, when we play the weaker competition, we play our weaker pitchers, okay? So we're like Sully. There's one game we'll give up.
Now it's going to say like the...
At least we hadn't killed our mascot.
You got to feed that eagle? I thought they took care of themselves.
We got to let them out of the cage.
We didn't know. Did you hear about that? That was a true story. We forgot the guy that took care of the eagle quit. They interviewed people for 2 weeks. Nobody fed him in 2 weeks. The eagle died. Now we'll never get another one. They said you will never get another eagle.
Goodness.
True story.
I did not know that.
Yeah, that really happened. Unbelievable. Hey, buddy, thank you so much. We'll talk to you next week. Again, Mark, really, how do they get up? How can they watch and listen to you?
Yeah, at McLeod Live. And also the podcast, The Gator Blitz. We'll be doing an SEC podcast coming up next week.
All right, buddy. You get in town, we'll let you buy our lunch, okay?
Hey, sounds great. We'll do that.
All right.
Have a great show, guys.
Bye. Hey, don't forget today, 2 special places to have lunch. If you're over in town, you're in Lynn Haven, get the Beef Braised in Lynn Haven. If you're on Panama City Beach, the legendary J. Michael's restaurant, world famous J. Michael's spaghetti. Now, all you spring breakers, if you want that Mexican food, and who doesn't, we got Pepper's Mexican Grill on Panama City Beach Parkway, and we also have one on 77. Wherever you go today to eat, make sure you tell them you heard it here on Coach Hale Show. Even if we didn't mention it, say it anyway. Maybe I'll get a sale. We'll be right back. 104.3. We're out.
Mornings on ESPN Northwest Florida just got unsportsmanlike.
Overall team accomplishment, Jalen Hurts and Sam Darnold have more than a guy like